Did your sons ever show any sort of interest in the street life and being kind of maybe attracted to it slightly?
No. No, because my oldest, he's into building mini bikes. He can build a drone. I mean, he's Bob the Builder. So his interest is in making things, creating things. And I've always kept him there, rather it's buying a welding machine so he can weld the mini bike together. You know, I've always done that for him. So no, he's never showed interest in gang banging. I think it's because of the things that I've said to them growing up.
And have they ever asked you questions about with you being affiliated as a teenager?
Oh yeah. Sometimes I don't wait. Well, majority of the time I don't wait for them to ask me something. I give them information straight up across the board. So yeah, they ask me about, especially my daughter, asked me about when I was gang banging to get more of a clarification of what it is that I mean by certain things. But as in just regular talking to her, I tell her everything.
And would you say your daughter is the toughest of your three kids since you said she's aggressive?
I would say she's mentally the toughest because she's more so like me, and I've raised her like that on purpose. But I mean, the boys are boys, so they're mentally tough on their own level, but she's the oldest. So I can actually see who she is as a young adult versus my 12-year-old, you know what I mean? So, yeah.
Now speak to me about your daughter going into the military, because now she is part of the United States government.
Right.
She is part of the most powerful military in the world. And most of us as black folks, we've always been, historically, the military has treated us bad.
Right.
They have always put us on the front line to fight all the wars.
Right.
We have died at a higher rate than any other group. And the government isn't always our friend.
True, but what people don't do is do the research. You have people that's in the military that are cooks, you know what I'm saying, that never fight in wars. I mean, everybody don't go into the war want to be G.I. Joe or G.I. Jane, so, and then other people, as far as in me, my thing as far as in her going to the military was, I'm not wealthy. You know what I'm saying? I want her to, from the beginning of being a young adult, is to start creating her own generational wealth. The only other way that she's able to do that is to be an entrepreneur. But she's aggressive. She's been saying since 9 years old she want to be a FBI profiler. So what is the best way for her to become an FBI profiler other than the military? So it's a lot of things that's misconstrued, because my personal opinion, when they show us movies about our people in the military, they show the bad of it. And I believe that's to deter us from actually going into the military, when that's not all that military is about. It's not about just only fighting wars. I mean, if you talk to people that's in the military, most got their first houses in their 20s. You know what I'm saying? They have good credit. They've traveled the world. They've never even, a lot of them have never even been in a war. So it's a misperception of what the military is to our community.
What were your views of the military before your daughter decided to go in?
We're actually 11th grade men are started talking about it. My thing was, if you're not going to get a scholarship playing basketball, then the military will be another option. Because my thing is, to go to school, you have to pay that back, which taps in, if you do not pay it back on time, which tap into messing up your credit. Versus if you're in the military, they pay for all that. So we just went around the board with all the pros and cons of the military versus being out here and going to school. They say, okay, well, I'm gonna go to school and I can get financial aid. What a lot of people don't tell you is financial aid is on the back end of the money that you have to pay back. And then take it into perspective that a lot of people that actually have a degree don't even work in their field. And then when you're looking for a job, most people want experience. How are you going to get experience if they're not giving you experience, but yet this college want their money back? They want you to start paying these installments, and if you don't, it's knocking your credit down. So it's suppressing you, my personal opinion, if you don't have a scholarship or if you don't have a wealthy parent to support you, or if you don't out the gate become an entrepreneur. So my only thing is the military. I'm not balling. I don't have millions of dollars to send kids to college, and I don't want that to be on the back burner of something that they have to pay back. I mean, this is one thing that I think about it as far as in talking to someone like me. If, say for example, and this is a bad thing to kind of say, but to put it out there, say for example that my daughter and her friends were in a car and they got into an accident or something like that. And say example, the other friend is not in the military and they see their IDs and see who's who. Who are they going to take care of first? They're not going to take care of that friend. That friend may be more injured than my daughter, but just the fact that she's in the military, she's priority over a regular civilian. And no difference than me. At 19, I was running from the police. She's protected on certain levels by them. Why not build your kid into something better than you?
Well, you know, there's a lot of soldiers running around these streets right now. And with no benefits.
With no benefits. And then, for example, another example, if she were to have a baby, her baby is taken care of, versus me. If something would have happened to me when I was in my 20s with her and maybe her brother or her and the other two boys, what would I have left them? I wouldn't have left them no house. The hood is not going to come and just take care of them. Versus being in the military, her kids are taken care of. That's creating generational wealth, something that they do not want us to tap into.
Definitely. I always thought that gang members might do well in the military.
I would think so.
You want to bust?
They love guns. You know what I'm saying? I would think so too, but it's not taught to us like that. It's never something that could benefit, something that could be beneficial is never taught to us like that. I mean, I wouldn't suggest or I wouldn't tell a youngster to go be in the Army. I wouldn't tell them that because the Army is the soldiers more so. So my thing is, and then when you're going in there, know a little bit about what you're going into. Most people, like I say, when they think about the military, they think about going to war. You have people that are, once again, chefs. You know, they're cooking. They never seen a war. You have people that cut hair in the military. You have different people that do different things. But when we talk about the military, we talk about the war. You know what I'm saying? You have people that works in the office. You know, I would say if you want to go to the military to shoot for the Navy or to shoot for the Air Force. Because as far as when my daughter first started out, we tried for the Air Force first. You know what I'm saying? And they eventually denied her because she had eczema as a kid growing up. You know, anything to deny black people, as my personal opinion. We have a lot of smart people that can go and do whatever it is that they want to do, but you have other people that's suppressing any other thought, but yet we won't change. We won't change as far as in the police department, but we're not talking to our kids to become police officers or get into the field of politicians. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a misconception as far as in we don't like what they do, but we're not setting our kids up to be in power one day to be able to make the change. We can't make the change out here just protesting and talking. We have to actually be in there and other people that's understanding what we're talking about to make the change. And that's the thing that I really, really stress and I press that. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with the military. I mean, don't get me wrong. My daughter is a black young woman. You know what I'm saying? No difference than a black young man. It is more pressure. You know what I'm saying? It is more chances of being given the short end of the stick. But you got to raise your kid to research. You got to raise your kids to be strong in what it is that they do.
Thanks for watching StreetTV.net. If you're not subscribed, please hit that button below and click the bell to receive alerts and notifications. Feel free to comment below so you can give us your feedback, and be sure to watch the 2 related episodes to the right. If you want to support this platform or follow us on social media, visit the links in the description. Thanks for watching StreetTV.net.